Hello YouTubers and vintage radio enthusiasts. I'm not really feeling all that great tonight, but I'm going to force myself to do some work to this radio. A good friend of mine who goes by Porky on the radio, Tim, can't remember his sideband numbers. He's gotten to kind of be like me, primarily a sidebander now. But I've known him for many years, and he gave me this Johnson Messenger 124. This is the first version of this. There was a later 124M. This radio does work. It's apparently been stored badly in its time. I know he had it. He had it in the office / radio room in his pole barn, and I think whoever stored it before him probably, was him before him or before that guy was the culprits on storing it badly. I've had the case off and it's filthy. It's been painted. Yeah, as you can see, that's John Deere green. I originally thought I was going to repaint this, but I've got a Johnson 224. That's a parts chassis, and the top, the case around has been repainted on it, but it's a lot closer to the original color, and at least it's not John Deere green. So I'm gonna see if they fit. I don't know if they're the same or not. They sure do look like the exact same chassis, even though the 223 was a tube type, and this radio here is all transistorized. I know I found ads in old CB radio magazines like S9 for 1969 for this one. Later they went to the 124M. I haven't confirmed this, but I think the 124 is less common than the 124M, mic version, but I don't know that for certain. But anyways, this radio does work. All the bulbs are good in it. It even has the red lamp for the Johnson logo. I'll show that here in a little bit. The electrolytic capacitors in the power supply, I honestly don't know how this radio works. One's literally got a hole blowed in it already, and the other one is swollen and leaking. I remember another capacitor on the board is, I can't remember if it's swollen bad or leaking, but I'm going to replace them. I'm going to see if that top will work on this. And I'll show you what the insides look like before I get started. This radio, like I said, it's been stored kind of bad. The board and the insides are really grungy. I haven't done anything with it. This is outside either. This is the way it was. I haven't cleaned it up or wiped it off. So be back in a minute to show you a little more. Okay, we're back. I pulled the top off. It didn't have any screws in it. The 110 cord has been replaced. The fuse holder's been deleted. And there is a compartment over that. I don't know if they hardwired, soldered a fuse in line, or they just did away with it. I'm assuming the holder went bad. I think I have some of those fuse holders like that, them plastic chassis mount, spring-loaded jobs. I don't know if I'll do anything about it tonight or not. That might be for another day. Like I said, I ain't really feeling too great tonight at all. Notice this capacitor up here. I haven't looked on the schematic to see what that's part of, but it's yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and replace it. It doesn't look near as bad as the ones down the power supply, but it's definitely looking rough. I mean, really, all these need to be replaced, but the smaller ones on the board. Since the radio's working, I don't see any real noticeable issues. I think I'm gonna leave them alone for now. I will not get the chassis and the board cleaned up tonight. It's dirty. I mean, there's dead bugs in here, lint and stuff. Like I said, whoever had it before Tim did not store this radio well at all. It's it's really not been treated the best in its day. I noticed the slug back here on the power, the SRF meter adjustment. Half of it's broke, but you can still adjust it from the inside. Here's the filters I'm going to replace tonight. I've already dug some replacements out. One on the right's got a hole in it. The one on the left's getting close. It's pushing its guts out. They look to be the originals. I'd say, well, they are the originals. All these are marked Holland, all throughout this radio. The same country, designator, same manufacturer, so it's original. With a little work, I think this will make a pretty nice radio. I've went ahead and put electronics cleaner into the controls, the rocker switches, and the pots. So I'm gonna tackle this next and do a few other things to it. I'm gonna see if that case surround off the 223 fits it, and I'll be back here in a little bit, show a little more of the progress. It's probably gonna take me a bit. Okay, I'm back. I've replaced the old electrolytic filters. I didn't have any axials, so I used some radials, but there's plenty of room in here. I mean, the new filters are so much smaller than the old originals here that, not an issue at all, really. And I removed that shield, and I was pretty scared by that at first. I thought that was completely unsoldered. I mean, they put that's the new 110 cord, and whoever did it, at least they did tape the inside, tried to insulate the shield. I don't know if it's really showing up on the camera. I think under the silicone, I guess they didn't have any heat shrink, or not even some electrical tape or wire nuts or anything. I think it is soldered. I'm probably going to investigate that a little further. That looks a little semi-scary to me. It's just not the way I would have done it anyways. But so I might do something about this after all. I only had to take 2 screws out of the side. That was it. I thought there was going to be more to removing that shield than what there is. So looks like I'm going to have to line that up and get that rubber grommet slid up in there. Right. Okay. That's where I'm at on it right now. I'll be back when I get a little bit more done to it. Okay, I went ahead and straightened this up. The connections were soldered under the silicone, but that silicone peeled off so easily. I just went ahead and took this side of the replacement cord and soldered it straight to where it should be. The other side I just wrapped in electrical tape for now. The connection was solid, but I tried, but I can't. At the moment, I can't find one of these panel mount, fuse holders. I could tell what happened was the original broke because the copper tab that went into one end of it is still soldered in the connection under the electrical tape I wrapped it in. So that's why it ended up that way. So since the connection was soldered well, I just decided to insulate it, and the inside of the little compartment is insulated now too. As soon as I can find a panel mount fuse holder, I'll put it back to original. But I don't know. I found a super large one, but I haven't found one of these little standard size, lower amperage jobs I need for this radio. So that's where I'm at for now. Okay, I'm back, guys. I thought I'd show a little trick. I've taken that axial out, and I'm adapting this radial that was originally factory cut, for PCB board mounting, and of course we're not going to be doing that here. And my extension lead is, even before I tinned it with solder, it was too big a diameter. So this is a little trick I learned from my mentor a long time ago. These little hand drills, there's a number of different bits in the bottom of them. I'm not gonna screw it open. There's just a number of really tiny bits in there. I chose the size I think is right. I might have to go up one size. There's just a collet, like holder. You unscrew this, and it takes the pressure off of it, which squeezes on the bit, and they work really well. Let's see if I can get this situated over in here. Yeah, I don't have it tight enough. It's not surprising because I've been messing with it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to set the camera down, folks, and tighten it up. I can't do it with one hand. Sorry about that. I just didn't get it tight enough to begin with. But anyways, these little hand drills work pretty well on making the hole in a PCB board just a little bigger, and you definitely don't want anything powered. You just need something hand powered. Just take it easy. I could not get my desoldering iron there's I think it's the modulation transformer, I'm not 100% sure, but anyways, there's a little modulation type transformer mounted on the bottom side up next to this, and I just can't, there's not enough room to get my solder sucker in there, so I wasn't able to even take the solder completely off, and I can't find my manual pencil, new kind of piston actuated desolderer. I don't know whatever happened to it. I guess I need to buy another one of them if I don't find mine, sometime in the near future. Okay, anyways, we're through, and I'm going to clean all those shavings up. You definitely don't want to leave anything like that on a board. That's it for now. I'll be back in a bit if I have something else to show. But this goes in line with part of the regulated power supply. The capacitor was on the top side. It was looking pretty rough. Okay, got it mounted in here. Being I didn't have an axial, and I went with another radial, capacitor, I've zip tied it. Actually, these coaxial cables that the radio were, they used old twine. Actually, the twine's down here, but it broke off from up there. So I did two purposes. The positive side lead of the filter that I added, it goes to that lug. Well, I wrapped the zip tie around the coaxial cables and and it made it pretty stout. But I added one around this wire harness and the capacitor itself. So it's good and tight. It's not going to go anywhere now. I think it'll be fine. So, okay, that one's replaced. I've just been doing this a little at a time. I know it seems like I'm doing this all at once, but I'm not. A little here, a little there. But I'm just merging all these clips together is what I'm going to do in the end. The ones on the board will be another day. Or another, well, I'm phrasing that wrong. Some other time. I'm not going to incorporate it into this video. Okay, that's where we are here. I'm going to see if the case off of the 0223 will fit this 124. Hello YouTubers, this will be final video installment. I need to make this pretty quick. I don't know what all these clips are going to be once I put them together. I made these over quite a number of days, and I haven't really looked at them that close to see what this is going to add up to. But the case surround off the Johnson 223 tube type does fit this radio. It's an old repaint. It's not quite right color, but it looks pretty close. It looks a lot better than the John Deere green original that was on here. I transferred two of the feet off the green, the case that was painted green. The two black ones I had to come up with. It was missing two of the feet, and the 223 case was missing all of them. As you can see, the radio is working. I've got it set where it shows power, so on the power indicator, I've got it a hair low. It's showing 4.5. It's actually about front side of a 5. Johnson logo, turns green on turns red on transmit. Got on the Super Bowl. There is some skip in there today. If you go to SWR, it's pretty close to right. It's showing maybe a 1.3, and I've actually got a 1.4. Modulation. Audio. I had to turn the pot that controls that in the back of the radio all the way up to get it to read anything. So it's far from anything accurate. Squelch with a snap on position for PA. Volume on off, mic gain. Tune, which is a receive clarifier, and it is completely variable. It has an air capacitor. It's not 3-position or anything. Anyways, there you have it. The Johnson 124 Messenger. Pretty cool vintage radio. 73s, everybody. 262. Operator Paul signing off for now.